Hi, this is Yingge from Art of the Brush. And today I'm in Muckross house in Killarney National Park. It's a beautiful morning today. With the sunlight, a lot of flowers start to blossom. Get ready to go to nature and bring your brush and ink in your mind. Sketch as we go. Here comes a beauty. Look at this. I found a beautiful magnolia tree. This flower actually is cultivated in southwest China, but now it grows almost everywhere in the world. You may see this type of flower start to open at this time of the year, such as March and April. So if we look closely, each petal it has a darker center line, and at the two sides there are some small textures which can be painted with ink and brush by a centered brush stroke. And if you want to create some textures, you also can use some dry brush and side stroke. And let's look at the inside. So inside, this is the heart of the flower. In the painting, you can use like a greenish yellow or yellowish green to dot in the center of the flower to represent that part, the center. And then outside, you can make small lines and dots to represent the heart, the stamens of the flower. That's beautiful, isn't it? So here I'm using, it's a normal sketchbook. Some of the page, the sketchbook you can find in the local art shops, they're very smooth. I like the one is has some texture, so it's more rough because it's more similar to Shen paper. So I would like to feel the contact with my brush on the page. And the brush pen I'm using here is it has a small brush tip, and also it has a refillable belly. So I already have some black ink inside. The one we just used in our class, so it's the same ink. So I use an outline stroke to sketch out the shape of the outside. So the petals has a line in the middle and it has some textures. And the petal at the side. The texture follows the shape of the flower petals and reinforce the middle one. So that's a petal at the side view, a little bit at the side view. Pause and like a tail. So it starts with a pause. And then the one in the center. So we start to add the flower petals that is near the flower center and gradually open up to the outside ones. And then we will finish with the petals at the side. So here the petal fold. So what I'm looking is that flower and the side. So I'll use some darker strokes to represent. So this is like the angel wings that protects the flower petals. Okay? And now I will add the stem. So this flower goes down and up. And there are some new leaf buds at the two sides of the flower. So that's the flower sketching for this beauty. When we see flowers, we actually can already see a lifetime. There is a life circle when we see the flower. we can see the flower is fully open. The petals are opening up, and we can see the flower, the heart of the flower. There are also flowers that is in the middle side. So the flower petals start to opening up. So that's a young flower. And then there is a flower that is just open up, and we cannot see the heart of flower at this moment. It's still closed, hiding inside. And then we see the flower buds. The petals are cuddling together like little babies, snuggled together. And we can also see even smaller flower buds. They are smaller in size and more tightly closed together. I think this one is a very young bud. It's even not red, not pink. It's still green and yellowish green. So when we look at the nature closely, we actually start learning how to use colors. If we can see, so when we are painting the flowers, so inside here pink, and outside we can add some green or yellowish green to represent the youngness, the freshness of the flower. So a lifetime in one time. And this flower buds is getting a little bit big. It's kind of puffed up, and also the petals at the side start opening up. So I use the outline. So first, the one in the center, and here is another petal that is covered at the side, that is opening up. And in the front, that's the angel wing. So I will use darker stroke for this. We add some texture. So the texture, the more it's getting to the base, it's more dense. We want to also use the lines to increase the shadow part. And this part is this petals inside. So it's lighter, and outside I will add some textures. So I will add the texture at the edge to differentiate these two surfaces. Okay, so that's the flower bud. And now that's the base. So the base I use a single brush stroke. And here's some new leaves coming out. So I'm looking at this flower from a side view, however, going a little bit to the top-down view. So I can see the flowers from front and back. However, I cannot see the flower centers yet. So we'll start with the petals that right in front of the viewer. So that's the outline stroke. And then we will go to the side. So there is one that is folding. And then the side flower here. And this one also fold. And then the one at the back. And now I will add some textures. And this flower, the edge fold back. So we'll create that part. And it goes this direction. Sometimes we need to judge or to define the shape, so that you're helping the viewer to see the flower. In our everyday life, when we see flowers, we are not actually see the details. However, when we paint, we are helping the viewers to see the flowers better. And once we find here, we make a pause and create the stem. And here are some small leaf buds coming out. And we can see some leaves from the side. sometimes for the composition, the artist or the viewers decide to create or to imagine the shape. And that's the full blossom from the slightly side view. In the chrysanthemum course, we are studying how to paint leaves. So this type of leaves is long. It's a long oval shape. We can use 2 side brush stroke. So 1 stroke for one side and another stroke for the other side. Very interesting. If we look at it from the side, the leaves are not flat. That was out of my mind when I first learned that. When I look at the leaves, they're actually not totally flat. It's like an eggshell. And then when you paint the veins, they are not straight either because the surface is curved. So when we paint the leaf veins, they are also curved. So they are going towards the tip. That represents a leaf is soft. However, there are many types of the leaves. If the leaves is hard, it tends to be more flat to represent the surface, the texture. It's not easy to let the bird to rest and sketch them. So when you get a chance, have a good look at them, their shape, and how each part connect together. Oh, she's hiding from me. Okay, I will leave you alone. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Look at that fan. A bamboo forest. Wow. They're growing very well. Look at the bamboo leaves. They also have some small leaf veins, if we look closely. They are more straight, just like their stem. And this type of bamboo is exactly the one we learned in the 4 Gentlemen painting course. And that's a nut. Well, we need another session to study bamboo. The tree is on fire. Look at this giant tree. That's the skin of a dragon. This is a trunk of a pine tree. When we paint pine tree, we will add those textures to represent the skin of the trunk. And the shapes are very irregular. It's a kind of diamond shape, however, it's unpredictable diamond shape. And some of them are bigger, some of them are smaller. And in China, pine trees represent the wisdom. And each broken branches is an experience that you gained, lesson you learn, and the wisdom that you possessed. I see mountains with trees. In China, we say blue mountains. I think because if they are far away and they will reflect the lights, the color of the sky, so they tend to be a little bit blue. So I will try to sketch this range of mountains. So use a quick sketch. So I will use my brush tip to lay out the top of the mountain at the same time. So we connect with side brush and the center brush stroke to draw some of the textures. If you look closely, the mountain already direct us with some shapes. And you can see here is a line. And this mountain is at the back, and it's lighter also. And the range of the mountain. And here are few layers. If you look closely, there are few layers. Okay, and then we will come back to add some of the trees because they are very far away. So in landscape painting, we don't see them very much. So we will do some very small trees with quick strokes. So this is the end of today's tour. I hope you have enjoyed and got some inspirations from nature. So the way I've shown to you how to look at the nature, even the shapes, the techniques I use for the brush painting, is not necessarily be the only way. It's my interpretation. It's very personal. So please feel free to have your own interpretation from your own observation. Brush painting can be very creative and fun. I hope this video will inspire you, and maybe next time you go outside to nature, you will see things differently. Maybe you will see more shapes, more colors, or something that is interesting you haven't found before. If you like, you may also like to grab a pen and a paper and do some simple sketchings. It's my wish that we will enjoy the beauty, the wonders, and the magic that our Mother Nature has presented right in front of us. If you find something that is very inspiring and very interesting in your local area, please feel free to share with me. I love to see them. If you like this video, please feel free to subscribe this channel, I Love the Brush. Have a lovely day. I will see you soon.